What's up, everyone? Guess what time it is? Time for the review for Red's brand new album, Gone. Yes, it's been a long time coming, man. I remember all year we've been waiting for an announcement or something, and then they announced the album out of such short notice. And yeah, but nonetheless, we got the album. I have it digitally. Still yet to collect it physically. Thanks, Pledge Music, for not releasing it earlier. But I did listen to the album, and I'm kind of mixed about it. There's a lot of tracks on here that I really loved, honestly. I like how, this album, it has electronics in it. Like, it sounds like Starset's, like, junior album or something. But, granted, some of the songs were written by Dustin Bates. But, one thing that I've noticed that I kind of appreciate, and even with Release the Panic, is that I felt like they tried to do something. I just felt like this was supposed to be Release the Panic. Like, this is what they wanted to do when they were making Release the Panic. But when they were working with Howard Benson, and, it was like, But I actually really like the sound that's in this atmosphere that's in this album. It's got this kind of dark atmosphere that's, I would even go as far to say that it's as dark as Of Beauty and Rage. It's a very dark album, I think. I would say it's kind of, it's got like Of Beauty and Rage and Release the Panic just meshed together. And if you really think about it, it's really not that bad. But yeah, I do have some problems with this album, though. In the first couple of opening tracks, Step Inside the Violence and Still Alive, I have talked about Still Alive quite a bit before, but while I do think these are good opening songs, the choruses are quite simple, I think. Not very creative, I think. I still do think they're pretty good for what they are. And Losing Control, I've talked about this one before. This is an excellent track with a nice chorus, and I believe this one was written by Dustin Bates. This one kind of reminds me of their last album, Of Beauty and Rage. Kind of got like that sound. It's dark, and it has like horns, I think, which is something really neat for Red. And the track after that, Gone, the title track, I talked about this one as well, because they've released 3 songs from this album before release, I think, and snippets of the other songs, but this one actually kind of grew on me. Even though it is probably one of my least favorites on this album, it's filtered with electronics and stuff. It's like a pop song. Coming Apart is actually a really good song. I guess you can kind of call this the ballad on this album. In that regard, this album's different from all the other Red albums because the ballads aren't like really ballads, I think. They're slow enough, but it's kind of like Not Alone from Until We Have Faces. That's kind of what I compare it to. It's really nice. The track after that is Unstoppable. I believe this is a Sia cover, or I don't even remember. It's a cover for a song, and Red has done covers before. A lot of you know that Ordinary World from Innocence and Instinct was a cover song. But Unstoppable, I heard like a bunch of people say that this was like one of the worst songs on the album. And while I do agree with that, it's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be. And Fracture is another good song. This is like one of the heaviest songs on the album, I think. I really like the guitar work and the instruments, and same could be said about Chasing Your Echo. Another fantastic track. And the song AI, this is definitely one of my favorites from this album. Like, When I first saw this song title, I was honestly kind of worried about it because it sounded like it was going to be filled with electronics, which most of this album is. It's different from, like I said, it's different from anything Red has done before. Like, I think this is even more electronic than Release the Panic was. But but this song is actually not like, it's not like songs like Gone and Unstoppable. This one is definitely one of my favorites. AI. I've always liked the chorus. It's got kind of like this anthemic kind of feel to it. The ending to the song kind of stood out to me because it's kind of like got this eerie kind of feeling in it. I think it just works. And the closing track, Singularity, this is another really good song. Not really what I would want as a closer, I guess, because this, like, the regular edition only has 10 tracks, which really isn't that long. But not of Beauty and Rage. Release the Panic had 10 tracks, and so did Innocence and Instinct. But Singularity, it's not a bad album closer. I think it's good enough, but it's not a good album closer. I mean, it's definitely good though. And the one bonus track on this album, what's it called? The Mask Slips Away. Now, when I first saw the title for this song, this sounds like it could, the title just sounds like it could be placed on like Of Beauty and Rage or something, you know, because of the theme of that album. You know, hey, even Until We Have Faces, it's kind of like got that theme too going for it. But it does work for this album too. I mean, it's a good way to be like the last official like song on the album. It's kind of like got a slower vibe to it, and it's kind of like you kind of get like lost in this kind of world that's just like when you listen to this song. It's actually quite interesting once you hear it. And there's a lot of remixes to this album, you know, for the deluxe edition, but I'm not going to be covering all the deluxe tracks, but I do want to talk about the one remix that stood out to me. It was the one for Coming Apart. I really like this one. It's slower paced, and, you know, it's just, you know... I like the original version of the song, but this version of the song is also really good, and I really like it. I really like when Red like uses pianos and all that in their music. You know, even if it is a remix, it works. But yeah, the remixes, not too bad. Some I prefer more than others, but not as bad as I thought they would be. But yeah, that's I guess that's me reviewing the new Red album, Gone. Pretty darn good album. I definitely like it more than Release the Panic. I probably like it even more than Until We Have Faces. Does it top of Beauty and Rage? That's tough. That really is. Probably not. I still think of Beauty and Rage will always be like my favorite Red album. The thing that I just really love about Gone though is is how dark it sounds. Like it's like Of Beauty and Rage dark, but like with electronics. That's kind of how I see this album. Like, I don't know if anyone else kind of saw that, but yeah, the guitars. I've noticed the guitars in songs like Fracture were really tuned down really low. I feel like in some parts of this album, it's more heavier than they've ever been within the guitar work, even though they do use a lot of electronics, which is something that I was kind of like not looking forward to, because, you know, all the songs that I've listened to on this album, it was like I said, it's more electronic than Release the Panic was. But like I said, I felt like this is what they were trying to go for with Release the Panic, and it definitely works better on this album. I'm going to give Red Gone an 8 out of 10. Definitely a good album. Some parts definitely disappointed me. And the scream vocals by Michael Barnes, he actually screams a lot in this album. That's something that I guess versus their Release the Panic album, because there's only like 3 tracks on that album that he screams. You know, like I said, it's basically Of Beauty and Rage with electronics, which definitely is good, I think. It's not perfect, but it's good. Let me know what you guys think of Red's new album, Gone. I think it's pretty darn good overall. I'm still waiting for the CD to come in. You know, I hope it comes in tomorrow. Probably do a CD pickup for it, and I'm also gonna get the new Trivium album, The Sin in the Sentence, and maybe a few other things. I don't know, but I'll definitely show off the new Red album in the next CD pickup video. So stay tuned for that, I guess. And yeah, what do you guys think of the new Red album? Leave your thoughts down below. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.